Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another review of the Evo Sim Racing. This time it was round 3 at the famous Charlotte Motor Speedway. Yes, that is right. We have gone across the Atlantic, well, most of us have, and we are doing our first oval race of the season. And in this case, we are at Charlotte, which we are still trying to work out just how many corners this place has. I think we've now ended up on the decision of 5. Entry to turn 1, exit to turn 1, at turn 2, entry to turn 3, exit to turn 3, at turn 4, and we'll call the actual round bit that they call start-finish line on, we'll call that a corner. So call that 5 corners. Anyway, after a very tight qualifying session, we've ended up with Jeff Sharp on pole with a 31.044. Mr. Mark Pendlebury is 4 thousandths of a second behind him. At half a tenth back, we have Dan Slattery with Anthony Marriott, Joshua Morris, James Hurlow, Steve Everson, and Axel takes up the last part of the field. So we join them as they come up to the start-finish line to get this race underway. And, I see many Evo liveries out there today. But anyway, it seems like we've got Jeff pulling off to an early lead. Mark's going to try and take him around the outside. Nice, easy entrance here. Not too sure how long these highlights are going to be for this first race, but we'll see. Looks like Mark's got the lead straight away with Tuggy in... Jeff's in the lead, Mark's second, Dan's in third. Looks like Tuggy's here in fourth with... And we've got Josh in fifth, and I think that's Steve in sixth. Steve in seventh just behind. So we jump forward a couple of laps here, and we're on lap 4. And it looks like we've all been nice and clean so far. See Josh go through here. Oh, it looks like they've all kissed the wall there. Let's have a look, see what happened there. So we follow Dan in the red Evo car here as he takes a low line to try and sweep underneath Mark. And it looks like he's come up a little bit high there. Comes in front of him. Oh, just taps that rear against the wall. This is going to give Mark a run around the outside, is it? His car's crabbed their way along the straight. Mark takes a long, wide line. Is he going to get a run here? Looks like he might be okay. Field all nicely bunched up nice here. So Mark's going to send it down the inside, is he? No, he tucks back in. Jump forward a little bit here. We can see that James Hurlow sends one in on Josh. Josh decides to take the extremely wide line. Let's Steve dive down the inside. That'll put that Josh down into 7th place with only Axel somewhere behind him. Jump forward a bit more and we can see Mr. Hurlow here sending it in on Mark. Nice early entry there. Is he going to come back up and cut him off? It looks that way. He tucks in behind Dan. Through he goes. Is he going to hold it? No, he's hit the wall. Oh, that's going to hurt. That's going to allow Tuggy to go through. Mr. Marriott. Is that going to allow Steve to come through as well? It looks that way. Steve dives down the inside. Mr. Hurlow here. He holds the outside line. Steve tucks in behind, and as they go and try and chase down that pack just ahead. And we haven't mentioned him so far, but here's Axel. Just going to hang off the back of Josh. Oh, it looks like Josh decides to do a bit of wall running. Oh, they've both slipped and slided, and that sent Axel into the wall and out and into the wall again. Oh, that's going to hurt. Josh is carrying on, but looks like Axel's got some serious damage there. He pulls in and gets himself a tow. We jump forward up to about lap 25 here, and we've got Dan. Oh, nearly overcooks it. Just about holds it, does he? No, he kisses the wall. Lets Tuggy go through. Mark here just on his rear spoiler as well, waiting to pounce. He's through. Steve just behind that. Oh, and Dan's turned him. Mark's into the wall. Dan's turned him. Dan nearly takes Axel out there as well. That beautiful shiny livery has been ruined here. Dives down the insides and yeah, that one's going to hurt. So we follow Mr. Sharp here as he takes the white flag. No, he's not giving up this time. He's just taking the flag that tells him he's got 1 lap to go. Comes onto the oval, and you can see there the gap. You've got Tuggy chasing down Steve. But it looks like Mr. Sharp's going to get the win. Just take this back slightly as they cross the line here. You can see Tuggy gets his nose in front. Steve's going to run it round the outside. Two beautiful liveries there. Whoever designed those is a real master of his art. Anyway, as you can see, they come into this last lap here. Tuggy's going to tuck behind Steve again as he made his move a little bit too early, possibly. Steve looks like he's just going to hang it round on the outside here, keep the car turning. Just about misses the barrier, but Tuggy smashes into it, and that will give Steve second place with Tuggy in third. And so that gives us our race results, with Jeff Sharp granting himself a win here on the oval. Steve coming in second. Tuggy ends up with a well-earned third place. About second and a half behind him, we have Mr. Hurlo. Josh just about hanging on, about 6 seconds behind. Dan, after his assault on Mr. Mark Pendlebury, is in sixth, with Mark in seventh, and Axel a couple of laps down in 8th place. And welcome back as we look at the formation at the start of race 2, and it looks like we have ended up with a reverse grid of the championship standings. So we end up with Axel on pole, Josh is second, Tuggy in third, Steve in fourth, James in fifth, Jeff in sixth, with Dan Slattery, the murderer, in seventh, and Mark Pendlebury in 8th place. So we join the cars as they come up to the start-finish line. We see they're making their moves already. Steve's pushing along the outside line. He's going to try and make a move on Axel. Oh, and he sent all 3 of the cars into the wall. That's Tuggy, that's Jeff, and that's Mr. Hurlo there, all being taken out right at the very start of the race. Let's take a look at that one. So we're just going to follow the innocent Tuggy car here, as we can see that, oh yeah, Mr. James just started turning Mr. T1 Jeff Sharp, and yes, they took out the poor innocent Tuggy, and that's it. After the pits he goes for a tow. And we join the cars here as they come up to their restarts, obviously. Oh, no, that's a terrible start. Oh, no, that's a cataclysmic start there. Safe to say that we're going straight back to a caution again. Let's see what happened. Jump on board with Josh here. You can see just wheel spins it up, comes right across. Axel takes him out. Steve takes him out. He had nowhere to go there. It's just going to be one of those unfortunate incidents, unfortunately. Very unfortunate, unfortunately. Okay, so we're on lap 11, coming up to 12, and we're on our next restart. We can see Mr. Hurlo in the lead with Steve on the outside. Looks like we're focusing on Axel here for some reason as Dan comes on the outside. Is Mark going to try and make it 3 wide there at the front? Doesn't look like it. Steve's going to hang it around the outside. Focus on Mr. Slattery here. Snuck his way up into 4th place. Looking good so far. Follow on board with Axel. No, we don't. We jump back up to the leaders. Can we see that Mark's took Steve somewhere there? Steve's now going to tuck behind and try and use his slipstream to chase down James, try and save some tyres. It's going to be a very long run here for these cars. So, depending if there's going to be any more cautions or not, these cars will probably do about 30, probably 40 laps on fuel before they need to stop. There will need to be at least 1 stop in this race. Some of them have decided to take a splash of fuel during those cautions. Others decided to stick with track positions. It's also worth noting that fresh tyres are probably worth about 2 seconds a lap here as we get towards the end. So we jump back in the action on lap 15 here as we see Steve taking a very wide line. So wide, he gives the wall a kiss, leaves his lipstick on the mark, and off he goes again. Dan chasing him down. Is Dan going to jump down the inside now? No, looks like he's just happy to sit there at the moment, although he is looking very dangerous in that beautifully designed livery car. Oh no, he's going to try and dive down the outside, is he? No, Steve covers him off. What's going to happen here? Is Dan going to dive down the inside? It looks that way. Steve gives him the room. Keep following as they crab their way down the straights, the way these weird cars kind of drive sideways in a straight line. So we have Mr. Hurlo in the lead, Mark in second, Steve third, Dan in fourth, but for how long? Oh, Steve runs wide again. Just give Dan the run this time. Seems to be a lot closer as they come into turn one. Oh, Steve goes very wide there. Is that going to give Dan a very good run? It looks that way. Looks like going to be side by sides coming out the corner. Are they? No. Dan tucks in again. See, just behind we've got Axel with Tuggy making a move there. It looks like Dan's going to try and make another move, or has he just got a lot better line? Look like you're going to be a lot closer this time. Oh, we jump a bit further behind and we can see that Axel's trying to get back at Tuggy here. Jeff in the background just rubbing his fingers with glee, waiting for anything to happen. Those mechanics did a great job at putting that car back in the action. And due to a recording error, we've had to jump way forward, but we can see here that after the pit stops, we've got Dan and Tuggy up the lead, Steve in third, James Hurlo in fourth, Mark just behind, and we've got Jeff leaving the pits. This is how close it is. Jeff was able to take a bit. Oh, that's Dan. Dan's done it again. Dan has decided to make love to that wall, and the wall has said no thank you. Oh, and Axel just avoids that there on it, back straight. Oh, we jump forward a little bit here. We can see that Mr. Hurlo has took Steve for the lead. No, this isn't for the lead, sorry. Yes, it is for the lead. I'm very much mistaken, as someone famous would say. Oh, Mr. Hurlo just taps the wall there. He has been trying to paint every single bit of wall with his rear quarter today. Steve's going to make a move on the inside, is he? They come side by side. Looks like that tap might have just took some of the beef out of James's run here. Steve dives down the inside. Now the outside would normally get a better run, but it looks like he might be sliding a little bit here. No, it looks like he's held it a bit, and Mark's just behind. Into turn one they come. Out through the exit of turn one, also known as turn two. Steve tucks behind again. He's just waiting for his right time to make his move here. It is actually deceptively hard to pass in this course. Looks like there's different lines here, so Steve takes a lot more of a tight line through turn four to turn five here. But either way, we can see just how much Mark is closing up here. As they come down the back straight, you can see Steve's got a run here, bringing Mark along with him. Dive into turn three. And then the exit turn four into turn five. Steve, is he going to dive down the inside here? Looks that way. Looks like he's got the run. Is he going to be able to hold it into turn one? Oh, he dives down the inside. James nearly takes him. Oh, that is a beautiful line there on the outside. He's managed to hold it. Now, will he get a run back in as we see the car of Tuggy there in front? Jeff Sharp just behind on much fresher tyres. Side by side. Oh, we can see Mark making a move now. Is Mark going to make a move on James? He's going to make a move on both of them. Just on James to start with. They come into turn one again. Dives down the inside. He's going to get much better traction out of the corner here. But will James be able to keep that run going along the outside? Onto the back straight they go, and they're still side by side. That's nearly a whole lap. Mark dives behind for now. James tries to make a move on Steve here, does he? It's another lap down as they're clocking off the laps. Jeff now closing up on this pack as they're battling for the lead. And we see that Mark's dived down the inside of James again here. Now, will he be able to make it stick this time? Also see Mr. Sharp there ready to bounce in the background. He seems to have made it stick, and that will now unleash him to be able to go and chase down Steve just ahead. Oh, and Mark's poked his nose in there, but Steve just about holds him off. Right on his bumper there. They come into turn one, and it looks like Jeff's right on the bumper of Mr. Hurlow as well. Down the back straight, and this could be anyone's game at the moment. Jeff puts his nose in there with Mr. Hurlow, and he dives on the inside. We'll wait and see if he's managed to stick that. Mark dives on the inside of Steve, does he? Now, will he be able to keep that run going? Guys behind just for the start-finish bend. See Axel limping out the pits again there after another stop. Still anyone's game between these four people. As Mark, is he going to dive down the inside? No, he's just going to tuck behind. Bit of a wide run there, but that should give him a way to dive down the inside for this bit. Steve runs a little bit wide. Mark's on the inside, and is Jeff going to go through as well? Steve loses 2 places and half a lap there, as he's forced to tuck behind the leading duo of Mark and Jeff. Jump on board with Steve here as he goes to make his second pit stop. Oh, that is way too quick. That's not going to be very good. I'm not too sure, but I think that may have been a black flag, which means he's then going to get a 40-second hold here at the pit stop. Got a very frustrated young man here as he's coming out of the pits after serving his penalty, and oh no, he's crossed that blue line, and that's going to be another drive-through. Oh no, what a disaster. And as we come on to the last lap here, we jump on board with Mr. Mark Pendlebury. After his fantastic race with Steve earlier, his awesome race with Mr. Sharp, who's actually a lap down, as he needed another pit stop. And after avoiding the cataclysmic Dan Slattery, he is now leading this race, and he will come and take the checkered flag. Meanwhile, Mr. Sharp jumps through and just about overtakes Mr. Morris there, and he will finish in 3rd place. That leaves us with Mark in the win, and Mr. Slattery actually ends up in 2nd place. Jeff in 3rd, and oh, we follow Steve here as he finishes his race a little bit frustrated by the looks of it. That's not how you drive one of those. Oh, he's left, he's right, he's spun it, he's hit the wall. That's some violet donuting. And that will be the end of that car. Anyway, after a very hard-fought race, we have Mr. Mark Pendlebury with the win. 13 seconds behind, we have Mr. Dan Slattery just about holding on to the lead lap. We have Jeff. In the end, Mark just about lapped Josh just at the end there. Mr. James Hurlow is a lap down as well. Axel is 2 laps down. Steve is 3 laps down. And Mr. Tuggy ends up at the rear of the grid, a whole 4 laps down. So after 2 fantastic races there with far too many people trying to turn right on an oval, we have Mr. Mark Pendlebury in the lead of the championship with 89 points. Dan Slattery behind in 76, Jeff on 67. Tight battle for fourth between James and Steve with 45 and 42 points apiece. Tucky just behind them with 38. The battle for 7th is really dragging on with Paul and Josh both on 26. Axel's on 20, and behind them we have the 2nd Chris, Brian, and even behind them we have the 3rd Chris on 5 points. It's all heating up. And thank you everyone for watching this. Next week we are off to the beautiful Alton Park circuit, where we'll be racing the ferocious GR86s.